welcome to episode 8 of my development series for my game Crisis Arcana. Now, we have done a lot this week. So, firstly, we have added in the ability to spend souls in each of the many schools of magic in the game and unlock abilities by spending enough souls. I've also added in little bars at the side of the screen which will actually contain all the spells you can cast as well as cooldowns, which will show you how long you have before you can cast the spell. I also then went and added in the entirety of necromancy. So everything necromancy will allow you to do is now in the game as well, including summoning minions, doing death nova, stealing life. It's all in there. As I said, I did a lot this week, so let's get to it. At the end of last episode, I had just added in souls. Souls are used to be spent on schools to unlock new spells within that school. I plan on having 5 skills, spells, abilities, whatever you want to call them, in each school. I added in to the level up screen the option to click on each school and it will take you to a page dedicated all about that school. At this stage the screens just show how many souls the user spent on the school as well as buttons to add souls to the school. I added in separate variables to hold all these different amounts so that if the user goes off a school and into another, it does not show the same amount of souls spent. For example, if you've only spent 50 souls on Cosmomancy and Nova schools, then it will look dodgy if you went into, say, Terramancy and there's now 50 souls spent there. After, I did a soul tracker to the top of the screen and then I went and made it so when you spent souls, the amount of souls you had actually reduced. I then added in checks to make sure you couldn't spend souls you did not have, so if you've only got 2 souls left, you can't spend 5 or 10. I then decided to make an adjustment to the souls spent tracker for each school. To help show the player that they've reached a new level in the school and thereby unlocked a new ability, I added in gem icons which will update and be filled in once the player has spent enough souls. I also added in checks to make sure they updated based on the school and not just overall. I used what is known as scriptable objects in Unity to store all the information about the many different abilities. The user can click on one of the gems and information about the corresponding ability will show, including its name, description and a little image. I decided that each school will have 2 spells which can be cast, with the other abilities being modifiers to these spells or overall improvements to the character. With this in mind, I created spell holders at the sides of the screen and then assigned each spell to a holder. I then added in a function which actually unlocks the spell and made it available for use once the user has spent enough souls in the required school. For example, at level 1 necromancy, the player unlocks the Raise Dead ability. With the ability unlocked, I then added in player actually being able to cast it and then spawn in one of the minions. At this stage the spell had no mana cost or no cooldown, so I was able to cast it as much as I want. At higher levels necromancy, the Raise Dead ability will spawn in more minions which the player can use. At max the player will be able to have 3 minions, and the minions will also follow the player around and deal more damage at higher levels. I also added in a green little countdown timer atop the ability when it has been cast so the user can see how long it will take before they can cast the next one. I didn't want the player to spawn in loads of minions and inevitably clutter up the screen, so I added in a little extra function that if the player tries to cast it again whilst the minions are already out, then the old minions are destroyed and new ones are spawned in. I chose to redesign the look of the minions and make them a lot smaller so it was easy for them to navigate everything. I then put them into the game and then set it so that they would charge after enemies and take damage and also deal damage to the enemies. I had a lot of trouble getting the minions to come back to the player upon taking out an enemy. This took me down a rabbit hole which led to me redesigning the purpose of the minions. Instead of the minions following the player around and fighting for the player, they now head straight towards the enemies and explode, dealing massive damage. I decided against the minions following the player around for ages, so I added in a timer which would cause the minions to explode after a certain amount of time if they've not found a target. One of the abilities the user can unlock in necromancy is the ability to turn all their damage dealt into permanent lifesteal. Once they unlock this, whenever they damage an enemy, a portion of the damage they deal will be returned to the player as life. I've yet to settle on an exact percentage, but currently I'm just working with 10% of damage being converted. I then added in the other spell you can unlock with necromancy, which is a death ring which damages enemies and heals the player. It currently just uses a very basic circle, but I'll improve this in the future. And that just about does it for this part. Now, yep, all the assets, as I said earlier, I'm working with very basic stuff just for now because I want to get all the mechanics working. Once the mechanics are all done, I'm going to be heavy on that polishing side, and I'm talking sounds, new sprites, animations, all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to leave it there, and I hope you enjoyed it. So that today we added in basically unlocking spells, having them show up, being able to cast them, and all the necromancy school stuff in. I think I'm going to be working on the mixology, which is all about potions and making bombs and stuff next. So look forward to that for next episode. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a like, maybe even subscribe. It means a lot. Comment away if you've got any feedback, and I will definitely respond to it. That's about that. I used to say I'll be sticking to the 3 to 4 day upload, though now it's between 3, 5, 6. It depends on how much I get done. We're now getting to the bits where it's a lot more bigger topics, not just loads of teeny bits like previously. So I will catch you up. I'll keep making these videos until the game is released, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you all next time. So see you later. Bye.